Hear me out. An HOA, Karen shuts down my cabin road, thinking she owns it. I'm Gabe, and I flip the game, buying the road and charging $50 a pop. Drama ignites. Her lies collapse. Don't forget to give me a like on the video. It's the motivation for the Gossip Karen channel to grow. Thank you. A padlock on my cabin road lit a fire I didn't see coming, one that'd burn right through the Meadowbrook HOA's high and mighty plans. I'm Gabe Walker, rancher, born and bred in Ranch, Texas. My family's 5-acre spread has stood here since 1947, long before these cookie-cutter mansions sprouted. Whitney Hale, some big city transplant, thought she could gate off Morrison Lane, the only path to my historic cabin, and call it community property. She had no clue. That road's mine, and so's the dirt under her precious HOA headquarters. This is how it started, with a violation notice and a fight I was ready to win. It was barely dawn, roosters crowing, the air sharp with that Texas chill. I was tossing feed to my chickens, their clucks mixing with the quiet, when I heard it click-clack, heels on gravel. Now, my ranch ain't no place for stilettos. It's dirt paths, hay dust, and mud when the sprinklers run. So when I turned and saw this woman strutting up, white pantsuit gleaming like she stepped off a magazine cover, I knew trouble was knocking. Whitney Hale, blonde hair and a tight bob, purse worth more than my feed bill, portfolio clutched like a weapon. She was all Dallas polish, no ranch grit. Gabe Walker, she snapped, voice nasal, like she was born giving orders. I nodded, setting the feed bucket down, wiping my hands on my jeans. That's me. She flipped open her portfolio, all business. I'm Whitney Hale, president of Meadowbrook Community HOA. You're in violation of our standards. She shoved a paper at me, fancy letterhead, Meadowbrook HOA, listing my cedar cabin as a visual blight, too rustic, hurting property values. The real gut punch? They'd gated Morrison Lane, the only road to my cabin, claiming it was HOA controlled. I kept my cool. Ma'am, this ranch was here before your neighborhood. Morrison Lane's private. My family's owned it since '47. Her smirk cut like a blade. Times change, Mr. Walker. That road's community access now. Fix your violations in 30 days or face eviction. Her heels sank in the mud by the chicken coop. She yanked it free, wobbling, but kept that high and mighty glare. Then she spun, picking her way back to a white BMW, each step screaming she thought she'd won. I read the notice. Agricultural nuisance, incompatible land use, signed Whitney Hale, Standards Director. My pulse thumped. Grandpa Morrison bought this land to stay free of folks like her. Meadowbrook's mansions sprang up around us. They didn't get to rewrite history. Whitney'd been here 6 months, moved from Dallas with her lawyer husband, Preston, and decided she owned ranch. I walked to the barn, Grandpa's old office, where his files sat in a wooden cabinet. I knew what I needed, the truth, wrapped in oilcloth. Inside, I found a deed from 1962, tied with string. Morrison Trust owned 5 acres, my ranch, the cabin Morrison Lane. More than that, the trust leased the land under the HOA's community center since 2018. I grinned. Whitney was barking up the wrong tree. I called Sam Granger, our family lawyer. Sam, HOA gated my road. Says it's theirs. Check the trust's holdings. His laugh crackled. They're in for a surprise. I'll dig up the records. I walked Morrison Lane, a half-mile dirt track to my cabin, now blocked by a shiny gate. HOA access only. My cabin sat beyond cedar walls, tin roof, roses Grandpa planted. It was no mansion, but it was home, a century-old haven. I snapped pics of the gate evidence. Back at the house, Eleanor Whipple called, been a neighbor since '68, sharp as a tack. Gabe, Whitney's got an emergency HOA meeting tonight. Your cabin's the problem. Be there. I cleaned up, jeans, clean shirt, boots polished, and drove to the community center. Funny thing, that building sat on my trust land. Inside, Whitney had turned it into a boardroom, projector humming, charts glowing. She wore a navy suit, all power and polish. Preston, her husband, stood by in a suit that screamed money, gold watch flashing. About 20 neighbors filled the seats, folks I'd known forever, like Rick Davenport, who bought my eggs but gave me a cold nod. Whitney clicked her laser pointer. Thank you for coming. We're addressing a threat to our values. Her slide, show my cabin. Meadowbrook 2025, luxury living. My cedar walls look like a shack next to our mansion pics. This eyesore, agricultural nuisance, tanks property values by 15%. Preston piled on. The HOA has legal remedies. Non-compliance ends now. His voice had that courtroom bite. He wanted a council seat, and my cabin was a stepping stone. Eleanor raised her hand. Whitney, who owns the land this centers on? Whitney's pointer froze. Preston's eyes darted. Tommy Chun, a kid who helped with my chickens, piped up. Mr. Gabe's cabin's awesome. Why is it bad? The room shifted. Whitney fumbled. It's about standards. I stood. I hear your concerns. Let's keep this neighborly. I'll review the notice. Whitney smirked, said she thought I'd cave. We'll form a compliance team. Ensure progress. I laughed, heart pounding. Whitney thought she'd won round one. Back home, I called Sarah Jenkins, my neighbor. What's the town saying? She sighed. Whitney's got folks scared. Says your cabin's killing sales. Rick's on her side, but he's still buying your eggs. I snorted. Hypocrite, what else? Sarah whispered. She's got a photographer, surveyor. They're hitting your place tomorrow. I nodded. Let him. I'm ready. I checked Grandpa's files again. Morrison Trust owned more than the lane. 70% of Meadowbrook's lots, leased to homeowners like Whitney. Her house sat on my dirt. I texted Sam. They're coming tomorrow. Confirm the lane's ours. He replied, deed's airtight. You own it. I walked the ranch. Chickens clucked. Roses glowed. Whitney thought she could game me out, but I held the keys. This was just the start, and I wasn't backing down. The Texas sun climbed high over my ranch, but the real heat was Whitney Hale's nerve. That padlocked gate on Morrison Lane. The only road to my historic cabin was a declaration of war. The Meadowbrook HOA, led by Whitney, claimed my family's 5-acre spread in Ranch, Texas, was a community blight. Her violation notice called my cedar cabin an eyesore. Her gate, a steel jab to lock me out. She didn't know Morrison Trust owned that lane and the land under her precious HOA headquarters. I was digging in, and Whitney's power trip was about to hit a wall. I sat in Grandpa Morrison's old barn office, laptop humming, his oilcloth-wrapped deeds spread out. The 1962 papers were clear. Morrison Trust owned my 5 acres, the cabin, Morrison Lane, and 70% of Meadowbrook's lots, including the community center leased to the HOA since 2018. Whitney's gate was on my dirt. Her house, too. I called Sam Granger, our lawyer. Sam, they're claiming Morrison Lane. What's our move? He chuckled. Their gate's illegal. I've got surveys, leases. They're trespassing. I checked the HOA's website. Meadowbrook, luxury living. My cabin was there. Rustic hazard, with photos of my cedar walls, chicken coop, egg stand, recent, taken without my okay. Whitney's bio bragged. Standards director, preserving values. I screenshotted it, evidence piling up. I texted Sarah Jenkins, my neighbor. They're smearing my cabin online. What's Whitney saying? She replied, she's at the feed store, claims you're uncooperative. Folks are nervous. Rick Davenport's backing her. I frowned. Rick, my egg buyer, was playing both sides. I searched Whitney's emails. Her Meadowbrook Queen account used a weak password. HOA star 456. Sloppy. I slipped in jackpot. One email to Preston, her attorney husband. Lane's gated. Walker stuck. Push compliance. Another to Rick. Monitor Gabe's ranch. Report violations. A third to Cheryl Hawthorne, local blogger. Feature the cabin issue. Property values at stake. My pulse raced. She wasn't just blocking my road. She wanted my land. I drove to Sam's office. Main Street, all brick and old wood. He spread the deeds. Morrison Trust's airtight. Lane's yours. Center's leased. Whitney's lot included. I nodded. She's after more zoning? Sam tapped a file. Preston's pushing community access ordinances. Wants the lane public. Your trust's city notice blocks it. I growled. So did they gate my road? Smear me. For control? Sam nodded. Send a cease and desist, but brace for pushback. Whitney struck first. My mailbox was spray-painted. Comply. Trail cams caught a figure, grainy, but Rick's truck idled nearby. I sent it to Sam. Vandalism. Rick's dirty. He replied, log it, we'll build a case. Sarah texted, Whitney's team's at your ranch, photographer, surveyor. I rushed home. Whitney directed a crew. Preston with a briefcase, a photographer snapping my coop, a surveyor measure my fence. Compliance inspection. Whitney barked, waving a new notice, $200 for unapproved signage. My egg stand. I stayed calm. You're on private land. Morrison Lane's mine. Whitney smirked. Community road. 30 days to fix violations. Preston chimed. Commercial activity, county zoning breach. I noted every word. You're trespassing, leave. They packed up, Whitney's heels clicking smugly. I called Eleanor Whipple. They're documenting me. What's the town saying? She sighed. Whitney's got Preston hyping standards, says your cabin's killing sales. Cheryl's blogging it. I checked Cheryl's Meadowbrook matters. Rancher's cabin threatens harmony. Whitney's quotes. Gabe's operation devalues us. Comment stung. Move, Walker. I emailed Sam. They're escalating. Confirm all trust holdings. He replied, 70% of lots leased. Whitney's included. Lane's deed is clean. I walk Morrison Lane, gate gleaming, cabin cut off. My boots sank in dirt, my dirt. I snap pics. Not yours, Whitney. Sarah called. Whitney's planning a standards rally. Your cabin's target. I frowned. When? She whispered. Next week. Preston's citing legal remedies. I searched Preston, council candidate. Meadowbrook's golden boy. His firm handled HOA contracts millions. This ain't just my cabin, I told Sam. It's their power base. He texted, file a public records request. Check Preston's votes. I did 3 attempts to rezone my lane, all blocked by Grandpa's notice. Whitney's harassment ramped up. My gate was egged, cams catching Sharon Miller, HOA treasurer nearby. I sent it to Sam. More vandalism. He replied, patterns forming, keep documenting. A new notice hit, $300 for non-compliant vegetation. My roses untouched by them. I filed it. She's desperate. Eleanor texted, HOA's fundraising $500, a plate 4 standards, your cabin's poster child. I got the flyer, my cedar walls, save Meadowbrook, no mention of my ownership. I met Clara Hayes, Ranch Chronicle reporter, sharp, notepad ready, at a diner. Heard you're fighting Whitney, she said. I slid her the notice, emails, gate pics. She gated my road, claims it's hers. My trust owns it. Clara's eyes lit. This'll shake him, can I run it? I nodded. Facts only, it's solid. She scribbled. Whitney's connected. Preston's council poll. This'll sting. Whitney's next move landed a community access sign on my gate, unpermitted. I yanked it down, added private property. Cams caught Rick snooping, photographing my coop. Spying, huh? I muttered, saving the clip. Sarah texted. Whitney's with Preston, pushing lane rights at the diner. I checked Preston's votes. 2 more zoning tries. Shot down. Dirty, I told Sam. He texted. Ethics complaint, council corruption. I filed it. Preston's name hit the mud. I called Walter Jenkins, Grandpa's old friend. Whitney's locking my cabin, claims the lane. He laughed. She tried the community nonsense on Morrison. Got shut down. What's the plan? I grinned. Gates staying. I'll make it cost him. Walter's voice dropped. She's got the town scared, but you've got the deed. Be loud. We brainstormed, no legal fight alone. I needed chaos, legal and loud. I contacted anti-HOA vendors. Lone Star Fencing, Texas Security, Ranch Towing. Whitney's a tyrant, they said, eager to join. I planned toll on Morrison Lane, signs, maybe a lock of my own. Sam texted. Cease and desist sent, no reply. I replied, good. I'm going bigger. Whitney's emails showed panic to Preston. Gabe's fighting rallies key. I looked out, my cabin waited, roses defiant. Whitney thought she'd box me in, but I was about to flip the board. That padlocked gate on Morrison Lane, blocking my historic cabin, was her latest jab. I sat in Grandpa's barn office, laptop open, trail cam footage queued. Sharon Miller's car, caught near my egg gate, was gold. I emailed it to Sam Granger, my lawyer. More vandalism. Sharon's involved. He replied, pattern solid, trespassing, fraud charges building. Clara Hayes' article drops soon. The Ranch Chronicle piece. HOA overreach? Ranchers road gated, quoted me. My cabin's private. Whitney's lying. Hashtag Meadowbrook mess, trended, neighbors posted. Paid $500 for standards, where's it go? Whitney's shady. I grinned. Her grip was slipping. Sarah Jenkins texted. Whitney's rallies Friday. Half the town skipping. Rick Davenport's dodging questions. I laughed. He's scared, what else? Sarah's voice buzzed. Clara's articles got folks talking. Eleanor Whipple's calling Whitney out. I checked Whitney's emails. Panic to Preston, her attorney husband. Squash Clara's follow-up. Call the editor. Another to Sharon. Rally's critical. Bring signs. Signs? On my lane? He texted some. She's rallying on my road. Friday. He replied. Sheriff's ready. Keep cams live. Whitney's harassment surged. My fence was spray-painted. Move out. Cams caught Marcus Reed. HOA treasurer nearby. No face, but his truck's plate shown. I sent it to Sam. Marcus now. He texted. Log it. We're close. A new notice arrived, $250 for unapproved fencing, my cedar posts to code. I snorted. She's flailing. Sarah texted. Whitney's photographer's back, shooting your cabin. I rushed over, caught them by the roses. Trespassing. Whitney smirked from her BMW. Compliance check, legal. I called Officer Sam Carter, Sheriff's Office, coffee bidder. I showed cam clips, notices, emails. Whitney's crews vandalizing, blocking my road. Carter nodded. Civil, but vandalism's criminal. Frauds with Detective Ruiz, no kin to Whitney. I frowned. She got pull. Carter sighed. Preston does, but proof wins. I left, resolve hard my trap was set. Lone Star Fencing, Texas Security, Ranch Towing, booked for Friday, legal under property rights. I'd lock Morrison Lane my way. Clara's article hit. HOA funds questioned, $20,000 missing. It traced $5,000 standards donations. No receipts, Preston's admin account. Hashtag Meadowbrook mess exploded. Folks from Abilene shared HOA gripes. My phone pinged. John Ruiz, feed store owner, gave $1,000 for standards gone. I sent the article. Ask Whitney. He replied. I'm out, she's toast. Sarah texted. Sharon's nervous. Marcus wants off the board. I hacked Whitney's emails to Marcus. Rally on Morrison Lane. Friday, 8 a.m. Signs ready. My blood boil my road. I called Walter Jenkins. Whitney's rallying on my lane, same day as my move. He laughed. Let her step in it. What's the plan? I spilled. New lock on the gate. Signs. Towing for trespassers toll next. Walter's eyes gleamed. Morrison love it. Hit him hard. We mapped it. Timing signs, chaos, all legal on mine. Whitney's next notice landed. $300 for non-compliant vegetation. My roses, same as Grandpa's. I filed it. She's drowning. Sam texted. Detective Ruiz is auditing HOA accounts. $20,000 confirmed missing. I replied. Whitney, no. He wrote. She's dodging. Preston's sweating. I walk Morrison Lane, gate padlocked, cabin beyond. A community access sign hung. I ripped it down, staked private property. Cams caught Sharon scoping my coupe, snapping pics. Caught you. I muttered, saving the clip. Sarah texted. Whitney's at the diner, pushing the rally. Preston's citing public rights. I checked Preston's council votes. 2 more lane rezoning tries, blocked. Dirty, I told Sam. He texted. Ethics complaint filed. Preston's exposed. I met Clara at the diner. Story spreading, she said. Other standards donors called. No funds. No consent. I slid her Sharon's cam clip. Vandalism. Tie it to Whitney. She nodded. This'll break him. Whitney's rally flyer hit. Save Meadowbrook with my cabin's photo. No mention of my deed. Eleanor texted. HOA meetings chaos. Folks want answers. I replied, good, rally's their last stand. I prepped. New lock for the gate, Morrison Trust signs, towing notices. Sarah texted, Whitney's with Cheryl Hawthorne. Hyping the rally. I checked Cheryl's blog. Ranchers Rebellion, smearing me. Gabe's cabin kills values. I texted Sam. Blogs live, more lies. He replied, let it build. Your reveals soon. I called Tommy Chen's mom. Tommy's welcome at the ranch. Chickens miss him. She hesitated. Whitney said it's unsafe. I sent Clara's article. Check the facts. She replied, we'll visit, sorry. I smiled. Cracks were forming. Walter stopped by. Town split. Whitney's got loyalists, but most smell a scam. I nodded. Rally's Friday. They ready for my lock? He chuckled. Morrison's cheering. Make it loud. I tested the cams. Gate secure, cabin quiet. Sarah texted, Whitney's team's planning a lane cleanup, trespassing. I replied, let him try, sheriff's watching. Clara's next piece loomed. Sam called. Article drops tomorrow. Brace for impact. I looked out. My ranch stood proud, roses glowing. Whitney thought she caged me, but my key was ready, and her rally was walking into my trap. The Texas dust swirled on my ranch, but Whitney Hale's empire was the one settling into the dirt. Clara Hayes's articles in the Ranch Chronicle had exposed her. $20,000 in standards, funds gone, no receipts. Whitney's standards rally on my road was hours away, but I was ready with a new lock, towing signs, and the truth. Morrison Trust owned Morrison Lane and 70% of her neighborhood. Whitney thought she'd crush me, but I was about to make her choke on her own rules in Ranch, Texas. I lean on my porch rail, sunrise painting my ranch gold, cams rolling. At 7:008, Lone Star Fencing swapped Whitney's padlock for mine. Morrison Trust engraved, shiny as justice. Texas sign stake private property. Trespassing fined along the lane and ranch towing posted. Unauthorized vehicles removed, $200. I texted Sarah Jenkins. Gates mine rallies set for noon. She replied, Whitney's clueless. Half the town's bailing. Rick Davenport's sweating. I grinned. Good, they're walking into it. I checked my laptop. Clara's latest article, HOA fraud, $20,000 vanished, was viral. It named Preston's admin transfers $5,000 for consulting, $15,000 untraced. Neighbors raged online. Gave $1,000. Where's it? Hashtag Meadowbrook scam trended. Whitney's a crook. Sarah texted. HOA boards cracking. Sharon Miller's dodging calls. I hacked Whitney's emails to Marcus Reed. Rallies make or break. Bring 30. Another to Cheryl Hawthorne. Blog it live feed. My pulse ticked up. She was doubling down on my road. Whitney's harassment didn't quit. My coop was trashed. Paint cans dumped. Leave. Cams caught Marcus. Hoodie up. Truck clear. I sent it to Sam Granger. Marcus again. Charge him. He texted. Vandalism's piling. Sheriff's set for today. A new HOA notice hit. $350 for non-compliant structures. My gazebo. I laughed. She's drowning. Sarah texted. Whitney's at the lane, setting up signs. I drove over. Caught her nailing community access. Trespassing. I called. She smirked. Public road, rallies legal. I called Officer Sam Carter. Whitney's on my lane, trespassing. He replied, deputies on route, stay back. I texted Eleanor Whipple. Rally starting, what's the vibe? She wrote, town's buzzing. Clara's piece has folks mad. Preston's missing. I checked Preston's emails to a counselor. Rally's risky. Walker's got proof. He knew I was trouble. Smart man. I prepped. Cams live. Towing on call, my lock gleamed. Clara's email pinged. Follow-up drops noon. Rally's perfect timing. Her story. HOA donors demand answers. Quoted John Ruiz. My $1,000 stolen. I replied, run it. I'm set. Whitney tweeted, rally for standards. Hashtag save Meadowbrook. Cheryl's live feed showed 25 people milling by my gate, signs waving. Protect values. I parked nearby, my lane, my rules. At noon, Whitney's voice boomed. This road's ours. Gabe's cabin kills. I smiled, keep talking. Deputies rolled up. Carter nodded. Your property? I showed the deed. Morrison Lane, trust-owned. He had Whitney's crowd. They're trespassing, warn him. Carter called out. Disperse private land. Whitney shrieked. This is public. I stepped up. Raw, my trust owns it. New lock, stay off. Marcus paled. Sharon whispered. We're screwed. Rally signs drooped. 10 folks left. Hashtag Meadowbrook scam spiked. Whitney's done. Cheryl's feed caught it. Rancher locks out HOA. Comments rolled. Gabe owns the lane. I texted Sam. Rally's bust. They trespassed. He replied. Perfect legal leverage. Whitney's emails panicked to Preston. Gabe's locked us out. Fix it. Another. Cheryl, spin this. I called John Ruiz. Rally saw you. Demand your $1,000. He texted. On it. HOA meetings tonight. Sarah wrote. It's packed. Folks want blood. The HOA meeting was Wild Community Center, my land. 80 neighbors. Voices hot. Clara stood. My $500 donation. Where's it? John roared. $600 show the books. Whitney tried. Gabe's attacking our future. Preston Tylus backed. We're reviewing, Sarah shouted. You gated his road, stole our cash. She ran for president. No scams, open books. I spoke. I'll open a trail if the HOA's clean. Cheers hit. Do it, Gabe. Whitney's next stunt. A lane cleanup. 15 volunteers on my road. I called a tow. 3 cars hauled, $600 each. Sarah texted. Paying, they're fuming. I added signs. Toll soon. Morrison Trust. Whitney tweeted. Gabe's extortion. I laughed. Extortion's my deed. Her email to Sharon. Emergency fundraiser, $50,000. I shook my head, desperate. Eleanor texted. She's losing. Marcus quit. I replied. Boards folded my move. I met Clara at the diner. Story's huge, she said. Donors want refunds. Sharon's leaking texts. I slid Marcus cam clip. Vandalism, nail M. She nodded. This ends her. Whitney's emails showed cracks to Preston. If Gabe tolls the lane, we're sunk. I grinned, toll was coming. Sarah texted. Cheryl's at the HOA. Whitney's begging support. I checked Cheryl's blog. Rancher's revenge. My cabin, a threat. I texted Sam. Blog's worse. Ready for reveal? He replied. Meeting next week. Drop the bomb. I called Tommy Chen's mom. Tommy's welcome. Ranch is safe. She replied. We're coming. Vitni lit. Tommy ran up next day. Chickens missed me. I laughed. They did, kid. Walter Jenkins visited. Town's turning. Whitney's got 10 loyalists. I nodded. Rally flop. Tolls next. He chuckled. Morrison say. Sharji. Ingdoble. I prepped. Toll signs. Lock secure. Sheriff briefed. Sarah texted. Whitney's with Preston. Planning legal action. I replied. Let him. I own the dirt. Clara's next piece loomed. Sam called. Articles tomorrow. Rally's fallout perfect. I walked the lane. Gate solid. Cabin proud. Whitney thought she trapped me. But my toll was coming. And her scam was crumbling fast. The Texas sky burned red over my ranch. But Whitney Hale's reign was the one going up in flames. Her padlocked gate on Morrison Lane, blocking my historic cabin, had sparked a war. Meadowbrook HOA branded my 5-acre homestead a blight to force me out. Clara Hayes's Ranch Chronicle articles gutted her. $20,000 in standards funds vanished. Her rally on my road a flop. I'd locked the lane with my own key. Morrison Trust signs up, towing ready. Whitney didn't know my trust owned the lane, her house, and 70% of her neighborhood. Her time was up, and in Ranch, Texas, I was about to make her pay $50 a trip. I stood by my gate, dawn quiet, cams humming. Lone Star Fencing's lock gleamed. Morrison Trust etched deep. Signs line Morrison Lane. Private property, trespassing fined, and toll effective now. $50 per trip. Ranch towing's trucks idled nearby. $200 per haul for violators. I texted Sarah Jenkins. Tolls live. HOA's move. She replied, Whitney's losing it. Board's crumbling. Sharon's out. I grinned. Meetings tonight, they ready? She wrote, "Packed folks want truth." Claire's latest article hit. HOA scam, $20,000 stolen. It detailed Preston's admin siphons $5,000 for consulting, $15,000 gone. John Ruiz is $1,000. Claire's $500 poof. Hashtag Meadowbrook scam raged. Whitney's done. Neighbors posted, "Refund us." I checked Whitney's emails to Preston. "Gabe's toll's killing us. Stop him." Another to Cheryl Hawthorne. "Blog his greed." Cheryl's Meadowbrook Matters posted. "Rancher's toll terror. My lane, a cash grab. I laugh my rules." Whitney's harassment didn't stop. My roses were slashed. Cam's caught Marcus Reed, hoodie up. I sent it to Sam Granger. "Marcus again, arrest him." Sam texted, "Detective Ruiz is on it. Vandalism's criminal." A final HOA notice landed, $400 for non-compliant access. My lane. I filed it. "She's desperate." Sarah texted, "Whitney's at the center, prepping legal action." I checked Preston's emails to a judge. "Need an injunction." Walker's toll. I snorted good luck. I prepped for the HOA meeting, khakis, iron shirt, humble vibe. Sam met me, suit crisp, projector loaded. "Ready to drop the bomb?" he asked. I nodded. "Let's end this." The community center, my trust's land, was packed. 90 neighbors, air thick. Whitney stood at a podium, red blazer, voice shrill. "Gabe's toll threatens our community." Preston backed her. "Legal remedies imminent." Eleanor Whipple raised her hand. "Whitney, who owns this building?" Whitney froze. Preston coughed. I stood. "Before we vote, let's clarify ownership." Sam's projector hummed. Morrison Trust Holdings glowed. A 1962 map showed Meadowbrook, redlined, trust-owned lane, center, 70% of lots. Gasps rippled. Sam clicked. Deeds notarized. Morrison Trust owns Morrison Lane, this center since 2018, and 23 homes leased. Whitney paled. "Impossible." Preston stammered. "Our title's clear." Sam smiled. 99-year leases, your tenants." Eleanor spoke. "I clerked in 62. Morrison bought it all." John Ruiz laughed. "Gabe's my landlord." I backed Whitney. Tommy Chun piped up. "Mr. Gabe's chickens rock. Why's his road bad?" Whitney's eyes darted. Sharon slunk low. I stepped up. "The trust owns the lane. Your gate was illegal. Tolls $50, HOA included, plus $47,300 in unpaid center rent." Silence. Clara snapped pics. Hashtag Meadowbrook scam spiked. "Gabe owns it all." Whitney's voice cracked. "You're extorting us." I met her gaze. "My deed, my toll. Respect my ranch, or the trust reclaims leases." Sarah stood. "I nominate myself president. No scams. Open books." Cheers erupted. 85% voted her in. Whitney stormed out. "You'll pay." Preston followed, phone to ear. Marcus quit. "I'm done," he muttered. Sharon resigned. "Mistake," she whispered. The room buzzed. "Gabe's right." Deputies arrested Whitney next day. Fraud, vandalism, trespassing. Preston and Sharon got cuffs, $20,000 traced to their accounts. The Chronicle screamed, "HOA bust." Whitney's mugshot went viral. Bob limp, eyes hollow. Hashtag Meadowbrook scam hit national news. CNN Campton Ranch. I stayed low. Sarah brought ribs. "Iwu braki, gabi." I shrugged. "Just kept my road." She grinned. "More, you saved us." The toll hit hard. HOA paid $7,500 in a week. 150 trips. Sarah begged a deal. "We're broke." I dropped it. Free for residents, $50 for HOA events. Whitney's house went up for sale. They fled to Austin. No HOA-free condos left. Preston offered legal work. Pro bono for the trust. I accepted. Rewrite HOA rules, no standards, nonsense. He nodded. "Fair." I was wrong. Clara's correction. Blog praised my cabin. Heritage gem. Hashtag Morrison Trust trended. Gabe's a hero. I opened Morrison's Walk, a 1-acre trail by the cabin. Free for all. Tommy Chun led tours. "Chickens rule," he'd yell, kids trailing. Eleanor's HOA/fees $150 for parks, trails, no slush funds. Open books, she vowed. 90% approved. My cabin shown, cedar polished, roses replanted, gazebo fixed. Egg sales boomed. Rick Davenport brought clients. Best in Texas. Whitney approached me weeks later, gardening, jeans dusty, no blazer. Found my grandma's farm pics, she said, voice soft. Iowa, like your ranch. I nodded. Why fight it? She sighed. Thought I was better. Forgot roots. We talked. Her garden grew, tomatoes, peppers. Sorry, Gabe, she said. Not just the gate, all of it. I shrugged. Plan on, we're neighbors. She smiled, small, real. Tommy's mom apologized. Banned him for nothing, he's back. Kids flocked. Chicken camp, they called it. I taught him feeding, planting, respect. Eleanor suggested. Make it official, trust-funded. Morrison Trust launched a program. Ranch Roots, free for kids. The community center, my land, got a facelift, $20,000 from tolls, new trails, benches. Signs read, Morrison Trust, for ranch. Neighbors barbecued. 100 strong, grills smoking. To gate, John toasted. Detective Ruiz called. Case closed, your cam's nailed. I laughed. Sheriff next. He smirked. Stick to chickens, town's yours. Cheryl Hawthorne interviewed me. Why no revenge? I said, got my row, that's enough. She wrote, Rancher's Redemption, my cabin, a star. Whitney's garden bloomed. She waved, I waved back. Grandpa's trust stood tall, lane free, cabin proud. The toll sign stayed, a reminder. HOA events paid $50. They kept it rare. Sarah's HOA thrived, transparent, fair. Rick apologized. Was a fool. Eggs on me. I gave him a dozen. Stay honest. Clara's final piece. Ranch Reborn quoted me. This is home. We share it right. I walked the trail. Roses glowed. Kids laughed. Whitney learned dirt's stronger than blazers. Ranch was ours, free, true, forever. Thanks for riding along with this wild tale from Ranch, Texas. Hope you love the twists and Gabe's epic takedown of Whitney and her snooty HOA. If you enjoyed it, drop a like and leave a comment with your thoughts. Do you think Whitney really changed, or is she just biding her time for a comeback? Catch you next time for more juicy drama. Don't miss out.